Hello everyone and welcome back to another Division 2 video. Today I have for you a game between Blitz and Murbruk. So two fantastic players. So Murbruk of course is one of the players that have popped up in the tournament scene recently and have been actually doing quite well. And then Blitz is, he popped up a while ago and did quite well. And I was actually, when I was starting to get some wins in, he was the player that I was most afraid of. And then he kind of vanished and now he's back, which is great to see. We're here on Slutsk West and we have a matchup of CIABG versus 78 Stuem, both on Maverick income. So I don't actually know the rules for this one. This is from the July Intermediate Tournament. And I think this is the semi-finals, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but I think it's probably one of the last deciding matches, because they have group phase and all that stuff at the moment in this tournament. And I think this month at least, and I think it is one of the last games, so should be semi-finals or something like that. So, with that out of the way, I think we're just going to go to the decks. Now, apologies today, you're not going to see any of these cool cards with the unit stats because I'm recording this because of poor time management the evening before it goes live. And of course, I don't want to, spend a lot of time editing now that it's getting late. So apologize for that. And I think we hop right in. Quick interruption here from me. Sorry, I noticed that there is no game audio. That's a mistake by me, of course, as I toggled the sources for the video from the game window to the display, which unfortunately doesn't record the game audio anymore. So that's a huge mistake because I was recording a tier list video where I of course needed to see the tier list and not the game, and I forgot to switch it back, so really sorry for that. Unfortunately, I just don't have time to record it because again it's the evening before it should go live and it's getting late, so I just have to be like that. Do my best so it doesn't happen again though. And we start off with 78 Sturm. So we have a lot of recon, which on one of these open maps definitely very useful, so that you're not going to run out of it. Infantry tab, we have a nice 72 infantry, which is still pretty decent actually for a Maverick deck, but then again it's Maverick or Maverick grind. But then again, it's expensive infantry, so but yeah, make of it as you will. So in the tab we do have some leaders. We do have Sturm pioneers in A phase and pioneers in B phase, so there's definitely some CQC in there. And I mean, he really only needs a Sturm pioneer, I think, to contest the CQC unit that CIABG gets. Other than that, there's just not that much CQC in that division, so the pioneer should do. We have some Begleit pioneers as well in A phase to help out a little bit, and then just Schützen, two of them in A phase, one in B, one in C phase. No Sturmschützen, which might seem like an odd choice of this division, but really you don't need them, especially not on this map. On some maps they're nice to have, but you all know how the MP44 is. At least it's going to get a buff very soon. Doesn't make it less situational, but it makes it stronger at least. So tank type, we do have some Stück freeze. He decided not to double vet them, first of all, but also to bring another B phase leader instead of another B phase card or C phase card, which is an odd choice, but it makes a lot of sense. They get outranged by Fireflies anyway, and against the Cromwells, they should generally do relatively fine. So it kind of makes sense. You probably don't need more than single vet. They should still win against Cromwells anyway. So very reasonable. Support that. Flamer, IG-18, MG-42, IG-33, and ammo. At T-tab, interesting, we have two cards of Panzerschreck in A phase. My guess would then be, because I mean, it is generally useful, I think, against CIABG, but it's an open map still. So my guess would be that he plans on using them relatively aggressively, at least some of them, in the deployment. Then we have the 28mm, which is also pretty nice, actually, the Panzerbüchse. Marder, Pack 40, and then some Nashorns. Of course, one of the special things about this division is that you have a lot of 2K, a lot of Nashorns. I think you also have some Pack 43s if you want to. And I mean, I think you should have more 2K with that than Murbruk's going to get, because I think Murbruk might be able to get 6 Fireflies, maybe. I'm mistaken. But I mean, those are cheaper, so that's actually an overall win for Blitz, I think. And it's just nice to have. Sometimes they're a bit of a letdown in a lot of matchups, but in this one, I think it's actually pretty decent. A tab, flag 43, and then some 88s in A and B phase to get more 2k. So that's like as well as some ASIC sets and ones in B phase, which is reasonable. He expects a large air force, of course, from CIABG, or at least a dangerous one, not necessarily super large. Artillery tab, Nebels in A and B phase. I mean, this is another trademark of this division, so you have tons of Nebels. I think there's actually 3, I'm not 100% sure, and then an off-map in B phase as well. And then in the air tab, of course, J188 for recon, and then the bomber, I think, since only one available, I think this is the one with the 1,000-kilogram bombs, so the big booms. Moving on to CIABG, of course, this one we all know. It's a pretty strong division. It used to be absolutely terror division 2 for quite a while. It's still pretty decent. Wouldn't be my first choice for the map, to be honest, because, you know, it's not the strongest 2K division. Then again, I think with the amount of 17 pounds that you get, it is okay in this specific matchup, because if you're against a ton of Panthers with a lot of 2K AG support, that could be a different story sometimes. But even then, you know, it can do it for sure. Recon them, do get some FFO Fumarin, which have just a Panzerfaust, and that's about it. And, you know, a few M1 carbines, but not a fantastic unit. Recon Cromwells and the Boyova Helitka, which have a Molotov. There's somewhat of a hybrid unit, not super strong. But okay enough, which I guess gives him a little bit of CQC power in B phase. Still, infantry tab, so just different ways to build it. He opted to go for a lot of the FFO Fusilier, which, yeah, it's just 15 points single machine gun. It's a bad one, but, you know, for 15 points, you really cannot complain. It's more of a 20-point unit anyway, generally speaking, but for some reason, because it's just in this division, it is 15. Then Converted Gunners UK in A phase, nice chunky unit. Sinista in A phase, only real CQC, and then B phase the Motostrelsi, which is basically motorized rifles, but, you know, Piat is not a bad thing to have. Tank tab, some stewards to make sure that there's some light armor, but he doesn't actually try to go super light armor heavy by the looks of it. Churchill in A phase, I mean, these things are hard to pass on, super cost efficient. Cromwell's single vet, very interesting choice, and then the up armor Cromwell, which gives him, of course, a little bit more punch in A phase, as well as the Firefly in A phase, so there's no mobile 2K in B phase. Of course, he brings in single vet, so he still gets free. And then in B phase, we get some, this time double vet Cromwells, as well as some Cromwell Legions, and the up armor Cromwells, and the up armor Churchills. A lot of tankiness there. I mean, if he can clear out those Nashorns, the Churchill is definitely going to be a bit of a problem. The 88s will pen it eventually, but they will struggle a lot. It's even possible that this thing might be able to get close to them and kill them off before they manage to pen it. It would not be impossible. Support time, a lot of 2K HE, so that's definitely good. Bad news for Blitz with the Cromwell 6 and Cromwell 8. In A and B phase, a lot of machine guns as well as ammo. AT tab, just 1 6-pounder, and the rest is 17-pounders. In a decently fast transport, by the way, which matters a lot. So Murbruk definitely has more 2K at the end of the day, I feel like. Then we have in the A tab some Crusaders, and Bofus in A and B phase as well. I'm surprised he doesn't bring in 88 himself, or at 90, what's it, 94 mil or something like that. Artillery tab, 17-pounders, and then a Long Thomas in A and B phase. Wow, so Murbruk's going to go all in with the artillery. And then in the air tab, we do have a Spitfire. This is an armed one, which is really nice. You can shoot down other recon planes. And then a Rocket Typhoons and Bomb Typhoons in B phase as well. Here we are again on Slutsk West. So first things first, I think Blitz got the good side, and not I think, Blitz got the good side. This is of course much better because he can rush into here, pressure. Right earlier, you put like one infantry unit in here and you flip that flag a little bit. And of course, even in a town, you have much better chance of actually getting in there. And red really doesn't have a good angle to push. Like sometimes you can get up here, but it's actually rather deep, not super easy because the hill here kind of helps defend that. And in here, yeah, red can get in, but it's not. It takes a long time to reinforce. It's not super easy. Blue has some options to get in. It's not very easy to cover off with AA, and it's just annoying all around. So Blitz having here natural advantage, and Murbruk will gonna have to work hard for that. But as you've seen in the deck, Murbruk has probably the advantage of 2K at the end of the day. It is a very 2K heavy map. So down south, Murbruk, of course, with his infantry also has a disadvantage because of the slower transports, is deploying not very aggressively, slowly tries to get in here, but he takes like safe routes. He's already afraid of getting sniped because he can put an AT gun in here and snipe transporters to drive through. I guess he's afraid of that. Deploying defensively over here, probably expecting to lose that at the start. Murbruk trying to rush in, but not super early. He's also going defensive here for the most part. Do you see some infantry support weapons? Where are the Panzerschrecks going? I guess he keeps them at the ready to rush in or to stop a potential breakthrough. Because, I mean, of course, one thing that Wreck can do is it can push hard and try to get all in here. Problem is then it's somewhat like it's hard to get faster further because like blue can just position like something up down here and down here. It's not super easy to continue your push. But anyway, and then a lot of infantry in here. I'm not sure how much of that goes in here, but some at least. Maybe it's just a flamer. No, not even that. Oh, this one is. For the center, he's actually trying to rush a flamer in here. So this is also something they can try to do, because red doesn't always try to prevent that, which might net him 2 flags for a moment, maybe even this one for a brief moment. Of course, it's an easy fix, but it's annoyance, and that can sometimes do the trick. Recon, of course, getting in there, and then 88 for both 2K dominance and AA coverage, which makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, this thing can actually stop most tanks here. There's no... Against a Panther, it will not be very good, but against a Firefly, it will do. By the way, we have one down south. Throwing this off nicely. Definitely recon plane as well. Now, there's just some recon coming in here for Murbruk. That's about it. And in the town, just defensive deployment for Murbruk. He brings a 17-pounder in here to cover off the road. Yeah, people sometimes do that. It's very much a mixed bag because he only covered the road and, you know, just maneuver around it. But, you know, you can shift it like in here or here, and that can sometimes be quite the annoyance. For the hill, there's not actually anything from Blitz there, which is, you know, the hill is usually a good position. I'm actually surprised that the 88 is not going to get there, but I guess he's afraid of, like, breakthrough here and wants to have it in a position where he can actually stop this. This is at least judging by the Panzerschrecks there. And he just brings another Panzerschreck and the Schützen just in case there's any light armor rushing through. CIABG does have some light armor. It's not a lot, though, so... It's not something that you would really have to expect. Trying to go a little bit further here with his flames, but not very aggressive at the end of the day. Just a defensive Panzerbüchse and a Marder to cover off the road as well. And up north, he actually doesn't even try to go into the town. He just deploys defensively behind it. And then, of course, for this flag and this woods right there. And Murbruk is trying to go up north with what? The Sinister, I assume? No. Fusilier? Yeah. So he's probably going to get this for free, actually. And then I guess he tries to make a little push through there, which is not unreasonable either. So let's see how this unfolds. Let's also see, because based on the force here, I feel like there should be... well, the crumbles add up in the churches and all these kind of things. A lot of tanks, actually, 17-pounders. So yeah, maybe he didn't have the points for a recon plane himself. But it looks like a little bit of a weak deployment. But I guess it's less... But I mean, the internet gas is so cheap. I don't know. To me, it still looks like there should be more. It looks a little bit weak. But maybe I'm just wrong. There's definitely more blue in it. Now, some of them are the Panzerbüchse and the Flamers, which are not very expensive, but like the Fusilier are also expensive. So I'm really curious. Like, I would have expected something's wrong here to me. I mean, these are 200 points. The Cromwell, oh, yeah, the Cromwell 6, of course, like another 120-ish or something like that. Maybe it just starts to add up and I didn't get it. 1410 for Blitz, but again, on this map, not a surprise, right? He can get in here, he can get that. He's probably going to get the 59 here for a bit. Not for long, though. Stuem coming in, I can definitely deal with that. Oh, get sniped. Very key kill here by what? Did MG42 stop it? No. Cromwell can't have been it. 17-pounder? Oh, the 17-pounder was it probably. That's going to collapse, but this one's still grabbed by the Flamers. So Nista will clear that out for sure, though. And it's going to bring it back to 1410. The problem is just for, like, I talked about this for deployment, right? But the problem is, even if blue doesn't push all of these things at the deployment, which Blitz definitely trying to do, which is a smart way of doing it, it's just much easier for blue to get another flank. You don't need to push very far to get one. Red side on the other hand has to push relatively deep to get one, like all the way down here, all the way here, or all the way down here. Marder now engaging here, F4 slowly pushing forward, killing the Stuart and probably the half-track very soon as well. 17-pounder in position to deal with the Marder. 17-pounder has also been marked, so I assume that's going to be a plane or some Neville Werfers coming very soon. The Glide Pin here slowly pushing across. Fusilier probably can't do the trick there. Panzerbrücks are also moving into position now to cover more ground off. This was the half-track going. Cromwell coming in for the open. That's an HE Cromwell, actually. Oh, it's trying to support from here. Definitely a reasonable recon and providing a lot of valuable information. See, this is where I can't really understand why Murbruk didn't actually buy an 88 or bring an 88. Yes, a Crusader is very useful for a tank division because like you can move with your tanks, but the Bofors, I just feel like the 88, like in this matchup at least, in this matchup, and that goes for both sides, the 88 is actually very useful. Oh, 88 fights a Cromwell 6. Cromwell 6 is responding. Now he's falling back. Will he do the ground attack? He does. So you attack slightly in front of it, and just because of the like dispersion of the ammo, it will eventually hit a little bit. It might do damage like this, or it might just pin, and then you can move in and finish it off. 88 is moving though. I'm not sure if he anticipated it or if he just decided to switch position anyway. And it's actually dangerous. Murbruk is adjusting though. Oh, but the 88 fires a shot. I mean, with that big suppression about the whole range, that's actually really lucky, I feel like. But it did happen. So very unfortunate there. And again, you have to, you know, so back to my thing, you have the EA covered and you have the 2K covered. So that's basically why I think this is a very useful thing to do. Again, as I said, it's not in a lot of matchups, it's not that useful because you just can't deal with the sort of heavier tanks sometimes that you find here at these ranges. But against an Nashorn, it will certainly do. Against a Firefly, it will certainly do. And we'll definitely struggle less with the Nashorn now with the Firefly. So this is why I'm a little bit surprised. Oh, it finds a Cromwell 5, I think. Or the infantry? No, it finds the infantry. Maybe even the Cromwell 6, but I don't think at this range it will actually pen it. Oh, Panzerschreck are now moving in. Cromwell 7 here, a little bit too far forward for his staying aligned to the 88. It's now falling back, so it might save him. But again, Cromwell is way too far forward considering there's no infantry that supported. J88 is finally being forced off. 25 pounder now coming in a relatively far forward position, but it might actually be necessary if you want to use it. Still, in my opinion, they're not very useful unless you have a radio. Well, the Cromwell, I guess, provides radio. It's a little dangerous spot. The Panzerschreck can still finish it. It's probably going to get stuck on a half-track first, though, which might reveal it in time. Flamey being stopped, half-track moving back, Cromwell now moving back as well. The threat has been recognized. AA coverage now coming in for this area as well. So there's a Panzerbrücke and a Marder for a nice little sneaky positioning, which can definitely kill that Cromwell. The Cromwell, well, the problem is if it gets too close, it's going to be in APCR range. I think at this range, oh, did that kill still kind of side shot? It definitely got a pen though. Oh, 17 pounder, I think has moved forward. It's now engaging the Marder, from what I can see. No, just sniped the Opel Blitz here. But 13-11 for Blitz again. And again, this is just his flank that is super brutal for Red Side. Now he has to send in a Fusilier. Of course, going to get wiped by this. 25 pounders now going after the 88, but it's not within radio range. Churchill still there tanking. Another 17 pounder coming in. The accuracy of the 25 pounder is just not that good. Stricken here now. Well, Firefly is definitely the better tool here, and I think it's just barely outranging it too. Just path for the Stug. Stug disengages though. 17 pounder has moved forward, but can't see the Marder. So the Marder is actually going to stay alive, or which is something that we all know. The line of sight might just be a bit wonky today. HE Cromwell is here, but can't really do much. Obviously, did get in, but the Begleit Pioneer moved forward, so still going back and forth between 13-11 and 12-12 again, as these two flags are just so easy to grab. It's a really rough spot for Murbruk to be in. And Blitz, of course, knows this, so he is putting a lot of his focus down south, because this is where it's the best place for him to actually do some early grabs. And he's using his 2K quite nicely disadvantage here to make sure that he can keep that flag. Marder 2 is also getting a little bit too close. It looks like he killed the Cromwell 7, which is massive. Regular Cromwell trades though. Still, I mean, this thing generates a value. Like, you kill a regular Cromwell and Cromwell 7. It's already pretty massive. 17 pounder now sneaking in. The problem is he can kill the Nashorn, but he can't kill the 88. 25 pounder though. Oh, no. Not a Cromwell 6 coming in to ground attack. And the pinning is soon to be done. And that means that the Firefly can engage the Nashorn, and this thing can follow up to finish off the 88 before the 8 actually recovers from its pinning. We have another Marder coming in though, as well as a pack 40. And this, this blob here is actually in dangerous position too, because like you can bring a pack 40 in here and these are all in range. A 17 bound is actually taking the engagement first as the 88 is falling back. Should be able to finish off that Nashorn, and that would allow both of these to re-engage. On a Q move order now, they're getting stuck on unit here. The Nashorn coming in, so it looks like Murbruk could not really follow up here soon enough. Nebelwerfer for now trying to get the 17 pounder. It will probably only pin. Single Nebelwerfer is really not that useful. Personally, I'm actually not against a single Nebelwerfer in A phase, but I see it more as a pinning tool than an actual killing tool. And that's really just how you should look at it. Oh, now he gets double teamed here. 17 pounder engaging the Nashorn. Oh, Firefly managed to finish off the Stück. Falls back though. Pack 40 being unloaded. Did 17 pounder just land a hit? Oh, it gets wiped. That's, as a typo likes to call, it's like the caster's curse, right? You say that something's not going to happen and then it's going to happen. But, like, really believe me, like, single Nebelwerfers usually do not kill. Like, that was a very lucky case of this just happening. Oh, Cromwell gets killed here. Think about the Panzerbüchse. This thing is dangerous for sure. Firefly's going to get double teamed, triple teamed actually, falls back. Oh, still lands a hit on the Nashorn. And the other Nashorn and the 88 are not going to be able to respond in time. 25 pounder now being redirected, but I don't think there's radio coverage here. I think the circle that we see here, yeah, is from this leader. Says no, there's a Recon Cromwell coming in, so he actually gets radio coverage in there. But the Fusilier is again under fire, and the Flamer is just grabbing ground. And now deploying smoke to make sure that it's not spotted. Very good use there. Long Tom coming in as well. I mean, I do have to say this map is not necessarily a Maverick map. I think this is more of a balanced map anyway. Or at least you can play at the longer incomes here. You don't need to play Maverick here. You can definitely win against Maverick with a longer income. But I would argue that this map is probably more of a question, less a question of income, or more of a question of on what side are you on. Because I think on blue side it's very realistic to win with Maverick. On red side it's not very realistic, which is why personally I would say this is not a Maverick map. Just because you don't know on which side you end up on, so you don't want to risk it. From the red side, you need to still somehow grind your opponent and be able to push forward. You need to be very trades focused, because and you need to do that still in a certain time limit, because you're probably going to be on 30 level, like in this case. Oh, Panzerjäger finds the Stuart there. Is it going to go down? No, it is not. Marder here again in position. 6 pounder is here, but can't really deal with the Marder. The Recon coming in. I love that Recon play here by Blitz. So he's really trying to make sure that he sees everything, at least here and here. Not so much up north. I want to follow up on that eventually as well. Of course, Murbruk is the one that is being under pressure at the moment, and his Recon situation is not looking very good. And it's understandable. I do have the same issue. Okay, so this one really should not kill. It's way too far. Spread's going to be way too big. Yep, told it. This is more of the expected outcome. Still a lot of damage. Definitely got lucky there still, because you can get unlucky and not hit it at all at this range. Like, definitely. But yeah, I mean, whenever you're really under pressure, it's very easy and also very understandable that you sometimes kind of neglect the Recon, because you really feel like you need the units on the ground, which is again very reasonable. I think we've seen some good high-level play here by Murbruk, but the problem is that Blitz just had too much of an advantage here at 2k already. Oh, now in the 17 pounder dies. And, Murbruk also, he still fell back in the right moments. So I've seen a nice microwave by Murbruk. It just wasn't enough, as Blitz knew how to react to that in time. And of course, I'm not sure if that was planned as a response, or if Blitz just got lucky by moving this at the time that Murbruk was doing the ground attack trick. But maybe, again, he might have expected it and reacted to this in time. Now, so they're not pushing forward. This is actually getting dangerous, because they're pushing further than the IG-33 can fill up, or the 88, which means that if they run into the 17 pounder, 17 pounder is going to shred it. 17 pounder needs to unload though. It does. Makes the last one retarget, as it needs to switch from AP to HE. This one is not yet engaging. Might have spotted Cromwell 7 though. No, it did not. 17 pounder misses by the looks of it. Yeah, so Murbruk's getting a lot of bad luck. I mean, this thing has not been penned yet and has definitely been shot at. And this thing, I think this was penned once. This was penned once, yeah. It is also still at half HP. So, you know, there's still some options there for recovery, but Black 43 is being targeted, so it looks like Murbruk plans to go for some AA plays. At least I hope so. Clearing out AA is always useful because it makes your opponent buy a new one because it's afraid of getting air spammed. And if it doesn't, you know, you can bring in your Air Force. But if you're not planning on using your Air Force and you're getting pressed hard, it's usually better to invest that into something like something that can actually do stuff. 17 pounder here could actually have moved quite a while ago to try and cover this off as well. Like, this is a nice part about this forest patch. You can cover off the open here. Cromwell 6 here could, if he finds the right like spot, he can definitely do some damage here. Like, he can definitely deal with those infantry and the IG-18. But again, 17 pounder could help. He's calling in a new one. This is one of the things that I would say differentiates these, you know, good intermediate players from the top players, like this kind of resource usage. Because I would argue that, and this is the more efficient thing for sure, I would argue that like top players would probably just move that instead of calling a new one to be efficient. I think that's one thing that really makes a huge difference there. Now, the HE-33 pushed too far, and the Cromwell 8 responded by firing at it. Those ones are too far back now. I mean, like, these kind of combined arms can sometimes be annoying to micro the right way, especially if your opponent has a good mix of tools. The HE-33 finished off that 17 pounder up here. Another 17 pounder coming in. Murbruk is really burning through them super fast. 15-9 now, as his shooting is just grabbing this flag for a little bit. Fusilier coming in. Problem is, it might be able to be cut off by this last one, so maybe like this approach is the better one, but we all know the issue, right? Your units just take unsafe roads that you would never want them to take. I think it's a known issue. Oh no, Nelson finds another snipe on the 17 pounder. Murbruk making some crucial mistakes here by not microing his units the right way they need to take. He's losing a lot of units. He lost the 17 pounder. He has lost the 17 pounder there. It's painful to watch. Again, very understandable. Painful to watch nonetheless. Another Nebelwerfer now. And another Nashorn. So Blitz is not letting go. He is pushing his 2k advantage. And truthfully, the more of those he has, the harder it's going to get for Murbruk to react. Cromwell 8 got a pen. I don't know by what. The 88 here? This 88? Don't know, he spotted it for a bit and then lost line of sight because it doesn't look like he moved. See, there we go. Fusilier gets sniped. Cromwell 6 here doing... This is what we needed. 17 pounder moving in. Cromwell 6 actually popped forward, did some... But it's this is painful to watch. It didn't manage to actually kill the 88. That's tough. That's tough. He worked hard for it and still somehow failed. Oh, IG-18 is going to get involved. 17 pounder is probably not going to survive for long. The Cromwell dies before he can finish off the 88. So Murbruk really... I really feel for him. Like, I feel like he's getting a lot of bad luck here at the moment. As, you know... Like 17 pounders just miss. Cromwell 6 just misses. Like the flak, the 88 is still at 4 HP, just as it was engaged with by the thing. At least this one got penned once by the 17 pounder. 16-8 now with these flags being wrapped. Sturmschützen pushing far forward, and yeah, Murbruk made. Yeah, this is what I think. Like, he'd have just put a machine gun in here, and it would probably have cleared this off and made sure that he wouldn't lose that. Cromwell 6 can definitely also do it and be also of use here, so it's not the end of the day. It's just would have been super useful. Edit now being forced by long term. I mean, that's Blitz's issue here. As soon as it stays stationary, it's gonna get focused by that long term. So what he does is he keeps moving. So it's actually a really nice play here. That also makes the ground attack trick super hard. Although the 88 is going to move right into it. So maybe this Cromwell 8 is going to get a lucky hit, finally. It does. Not finishing it off, but doing damage. What's the damage of this, actually? So, yeah, I probably would have not finished it off anyway. It stopped and gets finished. I mean, this has been bothering him for a long time. 3 F for Fusilier coming in. They're all bunched up though, so if you can spread them out, I think it's going to be okay. Shoots and reveals itself. Cromwell 8 spots it. It's going to be wiped out very quickly. But Murbruk needs to do something fast. In 8 minutes, it's the end of him. They can stop it, but still, he's down a lot of points. Now there's an off-map coming, so the town is it's actually going down already. So town is probably going to be falling very soon. Another 17-pounder coming in. This time, now someone might snipe it again. The 17-pounder on position to save it. Nason doesn't spot it though, because the recon here has died as well. But now infantry is pushing in here. Nothing here to deal with that Cromwell though. Panzerbergser can do it, but it's going to be struggling quite a bit. Reinforcements are coming in for the town. Dude coming in as well. This thing is a 210, so it has another there's another strike. 16-8 now, so even with Murbruk recapturing this very soon, he will still be on a 15-9. Ooh, what is forcing? Oh, the Crusader is relatively far forward, still doing it. Oh, Panzerschreck is in a very dangerous position here. Just a little bit closer, and we could have been able to kill that Crusader. A lot of infantry now pushing forward here, though. Cromwell 7 here in here as well. Going to be a bit of an issue. Oh, something just died. Panzerschreck moving forward. I think he killed like an armor tank. Or maybe the transport died here. Now he's moving back again, as he's been spotted. But yeah, now he's in this forest bit. And, Blitz doesn't have a ton of CQC. Long Tom, in the meantime, going after the 88 as the 88 stays stationary as it spotted what? 17-pounder? No. 17-pounder? No. Cromwell? No. I don't know what it spotted. Something over here, maybe? Hard to tell. 233 is going after that 17-pounder again. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. And it gets wiped immediately. I felt like, hold on. I mean, these two things do a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, 7.5, this thing at 7 health. So it was really just landing the lucky direct hit. Wow. Very unlucky there. Because again, like it could have barely missed, and then, it would have needed another shot. But no, just died right away. Cromwell's going to finish it off, but there's 2 more of those. And only 6 minutes for Murbruk. 6 minutes and a dream, I guess. The longer this goes, the more it really looks like a dream, though. 88. Still being focused now. Long Tom is just shifting. Cromwell 6 could... Oh, it gets wiped by this Cromwell 8 over here. So now the 17-pounder gets into play. And yeah, he's immediately put to action. Next IT-33 is following, and another Nason. So 4 out of 6 Nasons are here. I don't think he has lost one yet. 5 out of 6 Nasons. 1 to cover off the south here. Could definitely be countered by 17-pounder though. Churchill's 7 coming in very slowly. And this is a good spot for it. This is a position where, you can pen the Stuck, and the Stuck will still not be able to pen it. So that's going to be a true pain. So it just needs to stay clear of the Panzerschrecks. Oh! That is massive. IG-33 dies in transport. This is huge, because this now means that Murbruk actually has a chance of putting his 17-pounder to work. Now against 4 Nasons, no chance. So he still needs to... Oh, this one is in the spot where, yeah, this Nason is probably going to be hard to spot. But, at least he can put them to work. He can actually do something. It's a long time being moved a little bit, I feel like. Maybe not. Still infantry fights down here. Off-map coming up here. Oh, this is where everything is bunched up. Yeah, this is the problem if you try to retake it after an off-map strike. You bunch up everything, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Like, it's not a fault of Murbruk. It's just, as long as that off-map is there, you group up, ready to strike again, and then the off-map strikes you. And again, it's not even a mistake. It's just what it is. Oh, that's the last Nason, so no Nasons left. Stuart, unfortunately, for Murbruk, pushed out of it. It can actually stop things here. Panzerbergser not in a position, Marder and Nason not in a position to do anything either. Nebelwerfers being put to use again. Looks like he cleared one of the Nasons out there. So, wait, 2? That's, said there's like 4 Nasons here, so it already killed 2. It's about to finish another one. I think before the Nebel strikes, it's going to be dead. There we go. No Nason dead. Will the last one survive? I think he will. The 88 coming in, that's a problem. He has more of those, so still. So, and you know, when you're in a position where you have like an 88, it's actually really dangerous because you need to engage it with these guys. So you need to do the ground attack trade, which means you need to be microing. And you need to be able to pin this before it can move forward. So this is not necessarily always a hard counter. It's just, it is very difficult sometimes. It can be very annoying. Let's see if this Cromwell 8 is going to have more luck. Getting pinned again. Penned again. It's quite stressed out. So we would expect it to at least miss once, which it does. So the bad luck streak gone. And all the Cromwell 8s engaging on the poor 88. Look at that poo thing. No 17 pounders here though. Another one coming in. I have not counted well enough, but I don't think there's endless of them, an endless amount of them, so it might run out. Cromwell 8s need to be careful, and also now coming in, and he still needs those. We've seen the deck from Blitz. Kind of push it us south though, so all the armor that was just sitting here, that couldn't really do anything, is now pushing. Last one here is still a bit of an issue. But it's not an issue that can't be dealt with. Now the arm is all just slowly pushing forward. There's Cromwell 7s here, or 1 at least, so that can definitely deal with the Stuem. Or at least causing it a little bit of a headache. But the boost here could potentially finish some things off. Oh, Nasser is still a problem though. 17 pounder needs to be able to deal with that. Needs to do that soon. 88 is also engaging what? Infantry over here? Looks like it. 17 pounder needs to unload in time. It does. What will it shoot first at? Stuem, if you can see it. Because we all know line of sight tool is not that good. Nope. Goes up to the last one. Misses. Nashorn is falling back. 17 pounder. Oh, finished off, I think, combined with the long tom. No, with the Cromwell. I think with the Cromwell, something like that. This one, something just dealt damage to it, and it finished it off. This Nashorn down south here, though, being a bit of a problem. Blitz still holding at a 13-11 with this flag in the center here. Kind of pushing the town though, so it looks like the Stuart type, but the mod is being shifted. Oh, that's a nice position. I love that. So you guys, this is very important. It's something that I think a lot of people don't do, myself included, or at least not do very often. Actually shifting your armored unit because they are mobile. Like mobility is not just nice when you need to react to things. It's also very nice, and then want to go pushing again. It's also very nice to just adjust. Oh, not the 17 pounder going down in a transport. No, Murbruk is just wasting them way too quickly. And now that he's dealt with most of the Nashorns, those can actually dominate at range. But at least to some extent. They can keep a Stuem at bay. Can't win against the 88 though. But like, it's painful to watch. Long-term help clearing this forest out. Murbruk really needs to look for flags though, so he needs to do whatever is like most likely to net him a flag, so probably like the open here, just moving these guys forward and using some artillery on whatever is here is probably the way to go. Blitz has invested a lot into AA though. It hasn't been very useful so far because Murbruk just decided not to show up with any planes. And that's partially also because of the 88s, I feel like. So him actually investing, like the flag 43 here I could understand because the 88 might not be able to stop the like a typhoon in time, but yes, like I said, it looks very odd to me because I mean, why would you put that there? You have an 88 here. It's like pay the same price to get no 2K capability and still get AA. 17 band now being targeted by the 88. I was gonna say the Cromwell needs to re-engage, and it does. Long Tom is being focused now by both Nebula strikes, but they are out of sync. So the long term could be falling back. It's not even taking damage so far. So again, that's 150s for you. Yeah, lost 1 health. Flamer goes down. Is that gonna flip it? The Fusilier is pushing forward. It is flipping it. Oh, 17 pounder actually gets finished off. Cromwell 8 still not responding. It's very unfortunate there. The 88 is stuck on their Fusilier, so nicely baited out there, and the Cromwell 8 can be put back to work again. It's very far back though, so I'm not really sure if it's going to be killed. No, it's probably going to take a few of those till it eventually will get some damage. I mean, yeah, so 150s you probably want to use in pairs, but what's really important as well, of course, is that at a certain range, it's just not really affecting anymore. Like, it's like, what is that? Ooh. So, like, that's 2,000 on both sides, like 4,000, and then another 1,000-ish. So, that's quite some distance, like 5k. That's a lot. So if you shoot like once across the whole map, don't expect your 150s to do a lot of work. 150s really need to be close. Down south, another push is happening in the town here. We do see a nice pinning here of some infantry. I guess the Long Tom did that before he died. Another 17-pounder, and I have to assume it's one of the last ones. Going after the Marder, I suppose. It is. Cromwell 8 still trying to do it, is now readjusting for this to be more in the center. Still has HE. Still outranging the 88. This might be the finishing shot. This thing has been alive for like forever. Looks like the Crusader. No, he's still alive. I think just flew directly into it. Crusader's a little bit close, so he might actually get killed by these. Oh, forgot. The Schützen are a better Panzergrenz squad, of course, because they're chunkier, but they do have a Panzerschreck, so those guys need to be closer. This is the range that you want to use 150s at. And a pair of them. That works. Actually works pretty nice. Another radiator's coming in down south here. As oh, look like that. The Nashorn, look at that. The Nashorn died. But this is the last Nashorn. This is the second 88. This is the third 88. So there's still 3 88s left. And then Blitz will be out of 2k. The problem is it's almost 30 minutes and Blitz has yet to turn things around. Murbruk has yet to turn things around. Again, like this... I feel like what we've seen so far has just been the map advantage. Now, Blitz, it's not criticizing Blitz or taking anything away from it. Blitz played it smart. Blitz made the right call to go here, brought in a good set of 2k units to dominate this, and he played it well. Like, you saw him constantly repositioning his units as it was needed, so I think that should be pointed out. Nevertheless, I would argue that, you know, that situation here might be looking quite a bit different if it wasn't for the sides of the map. But at the moment, I mean, with C phase coming in, I'm not, like, it looks like Murbruk is also running low a little bit on pushing power. The artillery situation, though, is actually good for him. Oh, 6-pounder is being focused by the looks of it. It's at least going to get pinned, but yeah, but it's just a singular strike, so it doesn't do much. This one is following up. The problem is if you're out of sync, you can follow, you can fall back, and then the unit might not die. A fallback move, of course, happened, but you know, someone's also going after a bit. 3 of them might be a bit of a waste. Oh, Cromwell gets killed by Marder. Finish off the 6-pounder though. Cromwell 6, Cromwell 4 and 7 now coming in though. It's going to be a tough nut to crack. Churchill still on his way to the front line, by the way. And these units are really cool, but like you call it in and then by the end of the game they arrive. Of course, it's a bit of, you know, over dramatic a bit, but you get the point. They are painfully slow. Murbruk has mostly things in the back lines though, so he's actually really weak at the front. Like this thing, what's really holding his line at the moment is the fact that first of all, Blitz needs to push, Murbruk needs to push deep, but also the fact that Murbruk just doesn't really have an answer here to like the 88s and such. So the one thing that's still holding right. Otherwise, I think Blitz would be like facing a lot of issues of Murbruk just like punching through here. Because Murbruk still has the tools to do that. And Blitz doesn't have a lot here on the ground. He has a lot in the backlines with these guys. There's a lot of AA, but that's not really doing what he needs it to do. That's going to be a bit of an issue. And what I was wanting to say earlier is, so Blitz's division is relatively stationary. Once you're out of those, you know, it's more of a static division, you know, once you're out of the Nashorns. And that means that this one long term can actually do a lot of work. Nebels are going after the 17-pounder now. And I think he's leading the target. Really nice. 17-pounder is walking right into it. And it's actually getting stopped here as it's stuck on the Marder. But again, they're out of sync, so the problem is if Murbruk's paying attention, he can just fall it back as soon as it gets pinned, and then he might survive. He is. And now it's probably going to survive the whole volley. Yeah, this might have been deadly, maybe. I think it's going to survive now. No, oh, lucky hit again. I mean, if you have 3 of them, one of them is bound to hit. Like, still, again, it's quite a distance. And a distance that's somewhat unreliable, usually. Blitz now. Lost the flag, though, with this up here. 39 for Murbruk all of a sudden. The student has a gun jam, though, no. So the Marder can still actually finish it. And the 17-pounder is dead. And I'm not really sure there's many more 17-pounders. I think it's somewhat running out of them. And that is actually a problem, because that means that all of a sudden, Blitz outranges Murbruk again. I think Murbruk just wasted way too many 17-pounders. Whereas now the Marder, Stuck 3, is pretty much invincible. I mean, what's Blitz going to do? He can wait for a Churchill 7 to arrive in time, but like, other than that, there's not really much he can do to contest Stuck or the Marder. They'll just outrange him. He needs to work really hard now. And like bomb them to death or arty them to death. And for the bombing, he still needs the arty because he needs to get past the AX. Not really sure how that's supposed to work. 13-11 again, though. Scrabbling this again with the Fusilier. It's going to be really crucial. Finds the Panzer Strikes by the look of it. Not that it would really... Oh, never mind, there's not a 17-pounder. Again, I didn't remember if he had a seat face cut or not, because that actually makes a massive difference here. But again, I think... No, I'm not going to back to that. Otherwise, you are probably going to, and rightfully so, complain that I just keep turning back to this point. And I think we've chewed it through, right? 88s. Oh, actually, chewed it through, I think, is not a real expression. I tried to anglicize something that is a German expression, durchkauen. But anyway, or maybe it's just a Swiss thing, I don't know. No, I think it's a German one. Not Churchill here. I mean, the Stück is not really in a good position to ambush that, so the Churchill might get in and go for a little run on it. This Stück might not be able to prevent it, although it's moving in now, so... 17-pounder there to stop that, though. How's the ammo situation looking here? This one's still good. These are getting low. I think this one has 15k. Yeah, if I remember correctly. So he still has a few volleys. And another assault up north, together with a... No, it's also out of ammo. This Panzerbuchse here is still alive, and I don't think he has killed anything. We can remember it. Zumstein. It has taken damage. Or maybe it has. I do want to see in the end screen if Zumstein killed anything. Well, maybe it's going to kill the Stuem now. Maybe the Marder's doing it before it can do that. Marder now just pushing forward. There's nothing, and the Stuem can't do anything. This is so rough. They're so unlucky. No AT coming in to deal with that. Oh, it just sucks. I want to see if this thing... Because if it dies now, we know that it won't be able to kill anything at any point. No, don't fall back. You could have killed it. Oh, unloaded just in time. Oh, damn. It looks like it's killing something now. It spots the Stuart regardless. Stuart got a side damaged. No, it's going to kill it. Okay, it killed the Stuart. Okay. Oh, peak Knapselwerfer strike here. Sitting everything. There's a big armor block, though. Engaging the 88. I mean, the 88 is too close again. I think it might get killed here. It can't deal with all of this. Can't possibly do that. And buying another one is now pricey. Cromwell 8 coming in as well. That will definitely finish it off. And the armor blob is here. There's not really much that can stop this. Like, up close, the Stuks will lose against this blob. Like, will struggle penning this Cromwell, the Churchill, which one is it? Churchill 7. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be very tricky. Recon coming in again. Again, I think Murbruk just really suffers from not having the right tools at the right moment. It's not even his fault always. It's not. It's just a bit of unlucky there, and of course division matchup and him, having the Fireflies in A phase. But now he could definitely push through because, like, again, the flags in the backline are so exposed. This Fusilier just holding his flag, preventing Blitz from gaining any more ground. That's absolutely crucial. 17 pounder coming in clutch, going after the Stück. Nebelwerfers are going after it already, and now he's learned. He's put all of them on return fire, which means they will aim and they will not shoot. And then you release all of them at once, and they will all shoot and have 0 aiming time because they're already PM'd. And this is a great way of using these, like especially with like those that are really ammo hungry. It is very important to do. So your 300 mil Nebelwerfer or your Druser or things like that. But even with those, it's much better because then they take forever to aim. Whatever you're targeting might have moved. Murbruk could also have started to do what Blitz did earlier of just moving his units so that they're not as easily targeted by artillery, but so far he has not done so. Long Tom is being put to work again with radio, trying to grind this down. I think Murbruk might just be afraid of pushing here with his tank blob. Now he's actually decided to do it. Nebels have stopped targeting, but one is released too early again. So the 17 pounder might once again survive. No, pinned, not full back. Not that yet, but now it dies. There we go. I mean, it's quite a big investment to kill like one 17 pounder, but so far they've provided a lot of value for Murbruk. He's also moving them constantly. I think he didn't at the start, but he started at some point. Long Tom so far has not been started targeting it. It looks like the Long Tom killed the Stück there though. The Stück's still going to be a bit of a problem. Cromwell 8 has been supplied as going after Schützen. Cromwell 5 are trying to push in. The problem is the Stück is just going to easily kill it. Unless it's busy with these, I guess it sees the opportunity for a flanking shot. Wow, this thing got penned at this range from Stück 3. It's pretty lucky. No. I think he could definitely try and engage the Stück now. Both these Cromwells pushing in, he can't face both of them. I think there's a massive missed opportunity. He's actually falling back, being afraid of the Stück. But the Churchills here especially, more so than the Cromwell, could easily tank that. Cromwell could engage and finish it off, but now another Stück is coming in, so this chance is probably gone. Cromwell 8 needs to pull back as another Stück 3 is coming in. We do see a fresh push in the town as well. Cromwell here is still being put at work. Panzerschreck moving in. No infantry support though, no recon Cromwells. I think he might still have some of the recon Cromwells maybe, so those could be used. I mean, now it definitely looks like Blitz is getting out-traded, especially up north. Murbruk is making a lot of ground as significantly more forces down south, definitely as well. Some of them are, of course, a little bit cheaper. But like in terms of true like ground fighting power, Murbruk is in a way better spot. Yeah, now he's engaging with the Cromwell. Now I think he's realized that he can easily go for a side shot. Panzerschreck though coming in, that could definitely wipe all of these. At this range, Cromwell 7 is probably not going to pen the Stück, but the Cromwell 5 on the side might. Another Stück moving in, but probably not in time. Just needs to finish it and, get out of there before this arrives. Stück 3 here might kill some of these. Nope. Stück finally kills the Cromwell. Nebel strikes going after what? Oh, the 25 pounder here. I can't even remember when this thing fired for the last time. Montreal's and Fusilier getting in. Might actually stop the Panzerschreck in time. Doesn't look like it. Panzerschreck will probably find the Churchill. Oh, Montreal's, I think, might find it. Spots it. Oh, Churchill spots it in time. Panzerschreck misses. Happens very rarely. But I mean, it was basically almost pinned. But still, like less than 10 minutes left here for Murbruk, and I'm not really sure how we will want to take that back. And I mean, this is really just, I feel for Murbruk. But I mean, I don't know who picked that map. But you just don't want to pick that map because one of you is going to be on the path fight. Even if you pick that map, it might be you. You never know. You never know. And as I said, it's Like, this side is so hard. If you have two equally skilled opponents, the blue will win. Almost always. Not almost, basically always. 13-11 though for Murbruk again, as he grabbed... What flag did he grab? Oh, he grabbed this with a half-track that just died to the Panzerbüchse. Looks like the Pack 40 was unloaded early. But should coming in as well again. Might just outrange him here. No plays up here. But I think Murbruk doesn't really have the resources for anything. Maybe this would be the time to start air spamming. Not air spam, but, you know, to actually invest into play. Or it would have been. Now it's too late, probably. And the Panzerschreck coming in. That's definitely going to kill one of these. Crusader might wipe this though if it goes for Churchill first. Long Tom slowly clearing things out here. Another flag for... Oh. It goes for the Churchill. Crusader doesn't spot it though. Now it did. Fusilier finding it. Cromwell as well. Half-track as well. Probably going to die. 14-10. He needs a 15-9. He probably needs more than that at this one. I don't think the 15-9 is going to do it. I'm really curious actually what the map selection here was, because again, we sometimes see it played, and it's almost never... I don't know. Most people hate it. I mean, I don't know, maybe the map selection was really bad that, you know, you have to leave one of the not good maps open, in which case it's understandable that you let your opponent get this. But otherwise, if there's a map that is, you know, fair but you don't like, you don't want to ban that. You want to ban the bad maps first, and this is one of them. Like, you need to ban this. This needs to be banned. As pushing forward now, all of these might actually be under threat, and there's basically nothing left here. I mean, Murbruk has basically nothing that's holding his lines. It's calling in some Stuks, and that, again, is going to be a problem here in the open. But other than that, there's nothing left. Yeah, it's probably now, yeah, he's running with his 150s, as Murbruk might take them. But Murbruk is back to 14-10, and that is just not enough, like, not even close. 15-9 again, but even that is not enough. He needs an 18-6, and he needs it basically now, or he's not going to make it. Wow, look at that. Look at that map. I mean, that's 16-8 now. I mean, that's the crazy thing. Like, look how far that Murbruk had to push to finally get a 16-9. And then compare it to how far Blitz had to push to get to 16-9. This map is just so horrendously unfair. After just pushing through, yeah, he needs the flags, and he knows. So he just tries to get into some flags wherever he can. Again, not Church to come in. I mean, it's not even going to arrive probably before the game is finished. I think this is a time where if you have some points left, you need to save 2 ticks of income to buy. First of all, if you can buy ammo, do it, because you just need to grab flags. Like right here, for example, you could shell that. But also, if you save 2 ticks and it can buy you a plane that can actually clear like a flag out for you, like in this case here, this is the time where it's really worth doing so. You don't really have another option. Like, there's just no alternative to this. Churchill pushing up. As long as it's not going to get too close to the Schützen, will do the trick. 17-7. Not a push up here. These two can't possibly stop all of those, at least if they move forward. Like in cover. The problem is he doesn't really have the time for that. And again, there's just no alternative to doing it. Yeah, so we have less than 4 minutes, and the Churchill has gotten, like, what's that? 750 meters. These things are, I mean, they're fantastic. You know, the upper armor Churchill are really good in the right spot, but that right spot is more like tight spaces anyway, and you need to call them in early so that they actually arrive by the time you want to use them. Which is ammo is being shifted. There's not that many supplies left though. Still 17-7. It's pushing forward. I mean, if you can get this close, you might actually be able to just walk in and kill it. But the problem is the 37mm has something to say about that too. The Schützen here, I think it doesn't really agree with that either. Actually worse, it might get unloaded here by the Fusilier. And then, yeah, it reveals itself and it gets stuck here. It kills the AA piece, though. It's actually falling back, so smart play. It probably wants to recover and then go for the Stuem, but the Stuem is now moving away. Which is also good, but that could net him the flag. Schützen will prevent that, though. Cromwell here in a nice position now. Shifting. I mean, yeah, he can definitely engage that Stuem from like up here. Not going to get that flag, though. It's very key. Less than 3 minutes. Churchill. Almost 2,000. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Long Tom currently sitting silent, being resupplied. Neville's, yeah, I mean, 18-6. There we go. With this grab right here. It's not the one I would have expected because there's Stuks here. But somehow it worked. Oh, Cromwell's on the move, so he misses the Stuk. Trying to surrender the Schützen. Doesn't manage to do it, though. Stuk kills the Cromwell instead. Cromwell misses again. Churchill here being finding a Stuk. Stuk not really killing it. 18-6 still, but 4 minutes, it's not enough time. Now it probably needs all that it can get, but just not gonna happen in time. Had this happened a little bit sooner. There we go, the Typhoon is coming in to deal with that Stuk. This is what he needs. It just, yeah, he just couldn't get in earlier, and Murbruk surrenders as he realized that he's running out of time and he just can't do it. This game was painful to watch. Actually, even in trades. Well, I guess it's the Nepals that we saw, and I mean the fact that tanks are generally speaking more expensive on Blitz's side. It definitely looked like out trading, but I guess with all the Neville and ammo left, there was still a lot of value on the ground that Blitz had. But I mean, it didn't actually contribute to holding the front line. And Murbruk, of course, had a lot of cheap infantry, so that was probably a little bit misleading. And again, his arm was cheaper too. But still, that was a spicy game. But yeah, I feel like I am really sorry to say this, Blitz, if you're watching. I feel like this is basically a win because of the map. I think looking how Murbruk was able to push in the end, I think had the map been a little bit different, that might have been looked different. But again, both players played it very well. And I mean, we've seen, except I guess for all the 17-pounder losses, but we had a nice little 2K battle in the middle, and I think we've seen a lot of skill there by both players. So both put the micro in there as they realized that this was probably where this was going to go decided, and I think it was. I think this is what won Blitz's game ultimately. So if we go look at the chronology, I mean, yeah, the opener also went better for Blitz. Like we have to say that it's not like all just map and luck, right? So in order to be able to use that map advantage, you still need to do something. It doesn't just fall to you, right? So this needs to be. So in case I left the impression that Blitz didn't have to do anything, this is not what I'm saying. Okay, very important difference. And it's definitely a better start there. Also, like if you look at the units, like yeah, there's some kills here by Murbruk, but it's all not super expensive, non-crucial units. It's like the first kill, actual value here for Murbruk. And it doesn't really continue on like that. And we definitely felt that. Like, Murbruk struggled for a long time to actually get good kills. And this is, again, this is where Blitz, where, you know, the map advantage is not the only thing there is. This is where Blitz really put in the work and got really good value out of his plays. And this is where, for the first time, things start to look a little bit better. But, I mean, we all know it was just very quickly reinforced. Firefly actually doing some cleanup there. And then we still see quite a bit of blue. I mean, we have seen the traits, right? As there should be more blue kills and red kills because a lot of red stuff is just cheap AF. It definitely looks like that. Especially in the end, you know, there's not that many kills actually on Murbruk's side. So as for the kills, Firefly actually paid off huge. Killed an awful lot of things that are not 2K. 25-pounder, 142, I don't know which one that was. I guess the one down south somewhere. Actually doing quite a bit of work as well. Not a 6-pounder. Wow, when did a 6-pounder kill in that one? Ah, that might have been the one down south. Like down south, the 6-pounder got Nebel striked. The Nuzlocke died there at some point. There might have been a 6-pounder sneaking in there. Oh, look at the Cromwell. I mean, we have to say, Murbruk, like, he microed his Cromwell. He lost 1 or 2, but this just happens. He can't be perfect. But, like, he microed those Cromwell AGs like a pro. And this definitely shows why. It shows us exactly this. Like, look at this kill list. Like, that is insane value that he got out of this. Absolutely fantastic. Not a Firefly, I actually managed to finish these. I mean, Murbruk had a good, like, besides losing, like, the 17-pounders they lost in transport, I think were the big issue, because otherwise he, like, really, very methodically picked apart the 2K forcer that Blitz had. Like, he always pushed with the right unit, basically. The little micro unit there. Some infantry doing well. Long Tom. Did a lot of pinning that we don't see here, but also did some killing. Churchill getting close in, killing tanks. Cromwell killing AA. Crusader doing Crusader stuff and doing just as much anti-infantry work as AA work. And another Cromwell that doing a lot of work here, actually. That was down south, I think. On the other side, IGT started a bit of work. Marder actually pretty good job there. We have the 88, of course. Still have to check who that one. There's not this Panzerbüchse. I think it wasn't called Kazman. I think there's another one. That was the Panzerbüchse that I want to know how much it actually killed, because that was there basically from the start up north and I don't think it did much. Now it's on here doing a lot of work again. So pack 40, killing the Firefly. Ooh, that hurts. Killing 2 Fireflies, that hurts even more. Got a nice one here, doing also some work. 1933. The off map didn't do that much killing, but it pinned some stuff for sure. Then Nasser, yeah, I mean, Nasser was just a brick wall for a long time, because it just couldn't get in for Murbruk. Now the Nebel, wow, look at that Nebel. I think that was the one of the 3 that probably did all the killing. Yeah, that definitely paid off. Nasrun, again, just outranging stuff and killing it. Stück 3. Yeah, I mean, again, he macroed his 2K assets, I think, very well, especially the Cromwells, but like some of his other units were running into units outranging them left and right, and that was a bit of an issue. Stück 3, yeah, I mean, look at this thing, providing massive value. The 88 here, also doing super well. Panzerbüchse. Georgios. It's also not the one. Thurstein. Yeah, killed that. It only killed that steward. It didn't kill anything before. I think that was the one. And another Stück here doing well. Yeah, so basically, I mean, for both players, basically the ranged assets did most of the work, and then we have some infantry units and some RT pieces that actually did some work too. But for the most part, it's really just the tanks, which I think we all expected, and some other 2K assets. So, but anyway, I think it was a great game. It was interesting to watch. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, and see you next time.